From CBS News Bay Area, this is the Evening Edition.
Hi, I'm Sarah Donchi. Two high schools in Santa Rosa are mourning the sudden deaths of two students from suspected drug overdoses over the weekend. A separate pair of overdoses left two other teens in the hospital. Police are looking into this to see if they are all connected to a man arrested for selling drugs possibly laced with fentanyl. John Ramos reports the overdoses are sending shockwaves through the campuses and raising some questions about how this happened.
The deadly scourge of fentanyl is not just limited to those who use it voluntarily. It now seems that the young people who lost their lives may have had no idea what they were taking. A makeshift memorial is growing in front of Santa Rosa High School. A 16-year-old student named Gia died from a drug overdose on Saturday. Her friend Sydney says it's been heartbreaking.
I really read into it and then I had to go home. I crashed out, honestly, at work. I was crying. I just don't understand why people who are one of the brightest, bubbly people have to be taken away. She didn't deserve this at all.
The same thing is happening at Montgomery High, where an 18-year-old named Logan also passed away. Police say both students were found Saturday night at a residence on Brookwood Drive, victims of a suspected fentanyl overdose, although they may have thought they were ingesting cocaine. Earlier in the day, two other teenagers were hospitalized for suspected overdose.
The phenols and everything, it's even in weed. It's not even just cocaine, it's in weed, it's in anything, honestly, and it's so scary.
A 21-year-old man named Ramon Nunez was arrested on Sunday on charges of second-degree homicide and furnishing narcotics to a minor. They found distinctive packaging on him, possibly linking him to the two overdose deaths. Montgomery High principal April Santos says Logan was a good student with a great core group of friends.
It's devastating. I mean, there are no words to express the trauma that goes along with a loss like this, let alone for the family. My heart goes out to them because I can't imagine this loss of a child. But it's also the students here on campus. That's a lifelong friend. That is their peer they had planned to walk across the stage with and do all those high school, rituals and routines. So it's hard. It's really, really hard.
The district is offering extra grief counseling at both schools, and a therapy dog named Gemma was on hand to help ease the trauma. The dog's handler says Gemma consents when students are suffering in silence.
She will go to the person that doesn't want to talk, that is having a really hard time, and just, I'm going to sit with you. That's very powerful.
Back at Santa Rosa High, Sydney says she hopes it's a wake-up call that her fellow students will take seriously.
But now it's you have to be cautious about everything, just even smoking weed. You literally have to be cautious. You cannot trust any of these people who are selling. He needs to be kept locked up. He is a murderer.
So far, police have not officially released the names of the four students who suffered overdoses. They are encouraging parents to have open conversations with their children about the extreme risk of fentanyl-contaminated drugs.
Two other young people died in Santa Rosa over the weekend, one perhaps from drugs, the other may have been from natural causes. Police say they don't seem to be related to the other overdoses, but all four deaths are now being investigated.